Hello and welcome back to another installment of Fodder. And today's video, I want to talk about the newest figure in Pokemon Duel, and that's actually figures, because yesterday, after the update, we got Shiny Gengar and Shiny Mega Gengar, and I'm gonna say, Shiny Mega Gengar looks super cool. If you look at it, here's Shiny Mega Gengar, and then here's Mega Gengar. Let's spin this guy around. Like, look at that. Like, that looks okay. I thought actually Mega Gengar kind of looked pretty creepy when it first came out. But this albino version looks super cool. But how do we use the shinies that are new to the game? What you do is you have two different options, and actually we will go check out the options first and foremost. So you can buy the shiny and the two shinies, the Mega Gengar and the Gengar, from the gem store. What you'll do is you'll go to purchase gems, and since I already have them, you're only allowed to buy them once, so it's not going to do me any good to go there and show you what's not there anymore. But what you'll do is over here underneath the little maid there, it says purchase gems. You will go to that screen, and then it'll tell you, hold on, we're gonna jump back over here real quick. For $6.99, you can buy Shiny Gengar, and I don't know why they call it a Shiny Gengar set. To me, a set is like more than one, but maybe it's because they added gems in with this. But for $6.99, you will get Shiny Gengar. You're gonna get 34 gems plus an additional 20 gems spread, 60 gems spread out over 3 days, so 20 gems per day. So that's gonna give you a total of 94 additional gems. And then if you want to go ahead and complete what I would consider the set, the UX Shiny Mega Gengar is going to cost $8.99. So you're spending $7 and $9, we'll call it $17, $16, $16, we'll call it. So for $16, why does my math seem off on that? 9 and 7 is 16. You're gonna get the Shiny Mega Gengar, you're gonna get 58 gems, and then another 105 gems additional spread out over the same 3 days, and that is gonna give you both of your figures. Not a bad deal if you are newer to the game, if you're brand new to the game for sure. If you're newer to the game and have started playing since Gengar and Mega Gengar came out and don't have the figures, I think this is nice. Now, what I really think is a lot of people are complaining that it's a money grab, this and that, this and that. I actually think this is less of a money grab, because if you think about it, the only way to get these figures currently to get the original forms of this is to buy gems or collect gems and then open booster packs where you may or may not get the figures. And in all likelihood, you're probably not the odds are against you of getting those figures. This way, you're guaranteed the figure that you want. So I actually think this is less of a money grab than what some people are claiming. Now, that is one way to get them. Another way to get the figures is if you go here to the material exchange, you will see that for 5,000 materials, you can purchase the Shiny Mega Gengar, or additionally, for 4,000 medals, you can pick up the Shiny Gengar. So it's going to cost you 9,000 materials if you want to pick them both up without spending any money. If we look at the wheels, for Shiny Gengar, it's Ghost Poison with the Night Stalker ability. This Pokemon can pass through other Pokemon when it MP moves. If it passes through poisoned, noxious, or sleeping Pokemon, they will faint. 8 wheel slice of Miss, a 32 purple wheel slice of Contagious Terror, which is a 2-star. The battle opponent and a succession of opposing Pokemon adjacent to it gain weight 3. A 16 wheel slice of Blue Dodge and a 40 wheel slice of White Nightshade, which hits for 100. It is exactly the same as the normal Gengar, the non-shiny version, if you will. And this is the first time we've gotten a UX shiny that was exactly the same as the normal form. The other shinies that we have that are EX version are maybe not even for sale. But it's going to be shiny Ho-Oh and shiny Rayquaza. And I don't see, and they were gym rewards. And I don't see them in the materials shop at all. So this is the first shiny EX that you can purchase. If we look at the shiny Mega Gengar, again, Ghost Poison, with the ability of Otherworldly Talons. This Pokemon can MP move past other Pokemon. Pokemon next to this Pokemon cannot move using the effects of moves, abilities, or energy. Opposing Pokemon next to this Pokemon cannot make MP moves. Your Ghost and Poison type Pokemon each deal plus 10 damage. It is a 3 MP figure. It has a 4 Wheel Slice of Miss, a 32 Wheel Slice of Toxic, which is 1 star, but when you do the evolution, it's actually going to become 2 star. A 16 Wheel Slice of Dodge and a 44 Wheel Slice of Abysmal Grip. If this Pokemon faints, the battle opponent moves to your PC. It hits for 110, but it is going to self-buff up to here. This is going to be kind of confusing math. So when you do the evolution, the 110 is going to actually become a 120, and then it's going to self-buff an additional 20 points, so it actually hits for 140. So now you have both of your Gengar figures. You decided that you wanted to purchase your shiny set, and you're ready to take it into battle. And the question then becomes is how do I set up the figure? So what you're going to do is I've got a deck set up here, and I'm going to take, if you'll notice, my shiny Gengar, I have all my options free here, so it's showing everything. And you'll notice that my shiny Gengar is not listed as an option to put in my deck. What you're going to do is you're going to take your shiny regular Gengar. So my shiny Mega isn't. I don't know if I said Gengar or Mega Gengar, but the shiny Mega Gengar is not listed as an option. What you're going to do is you're going to tap on and select your shiny Gengar, and you're going to place him in an empty slot there in your deck. Perfect. Now you see the little grayed out dot underneath him. If you'll notice, Gengar next to him actually has a lit up dot, but the shiny version has a grayed out dot. So what you're going to do is you're going to tap on that, and now you'll see your shiny Mega Gengar is an option to add in the evolution. You tap on it and it's automatically dropped in. When I go back, you'll see now that it is lit up as the evolution is set. You do have one more step to take though. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go over here to the shop. Maybe. And you're going to have to go into the plate shop, because in order to evolve any of the Mega evolutions, it requires a plate. Whereas if I'm going from Haunter to Gengar, the way I trigger the evolution is by Haunter getting a knockout of another figure, and then I'll have the option to evolve my figure. That's not how it works with Mega evolutions. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into the plate shop, and then you're going to have to go here and buy the Gengarite plate. It is a 72 gem cost. This plate can be used when none of your Pokemon are Mega evolved. That is important. You can't have more than one Mega on the board at a time for your own team. If your opponent has a Mega, it doesn't matter. But you personally on your team can only have one Mega evolution on the board at a time. Choose one of your Gengar on the field and Mega evolve it for 7 turns. The turn that you use the plate counts as turn number 1, so keep that in mind. It's not I Mega evolved and then I have 7 additional turns. That is considered turn number 1. And the Gengarite plate is the same whether you're using the shiny version or the regular version. So that is how you set up your shiny Mega Gengar. I actually think this is pretty nice. I think this is a good entry into taking a little bit of the luck or the randomness or the gambling out of the game by giving you the ability to pick up the exact figure that you want. I think this is just a test, and I think the developers were doing this to see how well it would be received. I think because the abilities are the same for both of them, if you already have Gengar and Mega Gengar, and you're not just trying to collect all the figures, and a lot of Pokemon lore is about collecting all the figures. So if you want to collect all the figures, then definitely pick it up. Whether you spend the money or the materials, that's your personal preference and that's your call. I can't tell you which way is better. If you're not into the collection aspect, you just want good figures, I think this is a very good figure. It's still viable. It's been out for several months. It's still a solid, one of the best Mega Evolution figures in the game. And then Gengar by itself is no slouch either. So I think it is a good figure and a good tester for the developers into the buying the specific figure that you want. What we're going to do is we're going to jump in and look at the new figures on the spotlight, because as you will notice, it is the only new figure, and every match should have at least one of the two players rocking the shiny, and they are. So what we're going to do is we are going to jump here and we're going to watch Beard versus 909 in a featured duel. Because, and the reason why I'm just going to do this is because I guarantee they're going to trigger their Mega Evolution. Gengar is one of those that you are always going to do your Mega Evolution, and it's typically pretty early. So Beard is going to open up with Tapu Koko on the outside, take it all the way up to the entry point. 909 is going to cover goal. This is a rush deck by Beard, so Deoxys Speed Form is going to come rushing down the lane, take over the other entry point. 909 is going to long throw the Ultra Beast Celesteela out onto the board. Xurkitree is going to attack Tapu Koko. And as I say that, that was actually really funny. Because everybody evolves Mega Gengar, except for this one time, because he attacked Tapu Koko. So that was actually really funny. Well played, Beard. Let's try this again. Let's go look at Dr. Leon and Plague. And Plague is running a rush deck. I will say that the preferred use of Gengar and Mega Gengar in the current meta is as a rush deck supplement. So let's watch Plague, who is on the far side of the board. Dr. Leon is going to open up with Tapu Koko onto the back line. Plague is going to rush Deoxys Speed Form down, threaten goal, and take over the entry point. At this time, we should get Gengar out, which is what happens. Here goes the Mega Evolution using the plate. So Mega Gengar, and I'm going to stop this. He's going to attack Ampharos and land the 2-star Toxic. So if you will remember what I had mentioned when going over the wheel of the shiny Mega Gengar, Toxic, which is 1 star after the evolution, became 2. This shiny Mega Gengar has a chain level, so that's why it's 121 instead of 120. The way you get that is by fusing a green UX cube into the shiny Mega Gengar, or additionally, you can fuse a normal Mega Gengar into the shiny version to grab the chain level. You could put the shiny version into the normal version, but there's really no reason to do that. It makes a lot more sense to take the regular version and fuse it into your shiny version to get the +1 chain level. And then dodge is going to stay the same. So you see the additional buffs, and then over here on the left, underneath abilities, you will see the damage +20 that is added on post-attack. So if he lands the 120, it'll show 120, and then it'll add an additional 20 after the attack. Where that becomes in important, and the reason why you should make the distinction here, is because if you are facing, say, a Lunala, where Lunala does makes your opponent, when Lunala does not have a status effect, it makes your opponent do 50% damage. So the reason why this comes into play is, say Lunala is chain level 10, so its wide attack is going to hit for 70. What this is going to mean is that your Mega Gengar is going to hit for 120. We'll just leave it at its base form. So it's going to hit for 120, and we're going to take half of that. So that goes down to 60. And then we're going to add in the +20 post-attack, which is actually going to bump the 60 up to 80, and that means you're actually going to win the roll. The reason why that comes into play is because if it just added it straight to, and so your 120 became 140, and you did that same attack, it would actually be a push or a neutral turn, because half of 140 is 70. So very important distinction to be made there that keeps a roll from being a neutral turn into a winning turn. Now we will continue the playback. Plague's opponent cannot move his Zapdos, and he cannot move his Ampharos away from the shiny Mega Gengar because of his ability. It is 3-star or 3 MP, and it can move over figures. So by the opponent losing that roll, it opened up the door for shiny Gengar to take over the goal. Let's see if there are any others that we want to see. See, Frozone and Nap here, another rush deck where shiny Gengar and Mega Gengar are partaking. The Japanese name or Chinese name, I can't read it, and I apologize if it's none of those. Versus in Leishi, as you can see, another rush deck. Happy versus Kane, you will see the Gengar in another rush deck. In fact, all of these are going to be rush decks, with the exception of Ash. Ash is not really running a rush deck with his Gengar. So this video isn't very long. Let's check this one out so you guys can kind of see how Gengar and shiny Mega Gengar hopefully work in a non-rush deck. There are 2 runners in Ash's deck with the Zora and the Rowlet. Let's see how this one plays out. Again, I anticipate shiny Mega Gengar coming out early. Typically, it is used to capture an entry point expediently. It's not going to happen here. He's actually going to use an X speed to knock out Sableye, trigger the Dartrix evolution. Because that Vodka is going to answer with Sceptile. Combuskin is going to come out, get fronted up with Zapdos. And then there's a Lunala. So this could be, let's see if this works out. Okay. This is what I was talking about, the distinction between the damage buff post-attack or pre-attack. He actually didn't attack. Lunala can't move anywhere, so it's going to create the easy surround. I thought we were going to get an attack there, but we did not. And like I said before, typically Mega Gengar is going to be used to secure an entry point early in the game. Alright, so he's going to go try to take out Combuskin. And try to spin his opponent out of Cyclone Kick. Didn't work, so Mega Gengar is going to get tossed back to the PC. Now, if you'll remember, when I read over the description was as if the white move loses, your opponent gets taken to the PC. And the reason why it didn't happen this time, and you may be saying, Fodder, how come Combuskin didn't go to the PC? It's because The purple attack for Combuskin actually is a displacement move. It's going to move you to the PC. It's not a knockout move. And so that is why Gengar actually ended up moving to the PC, but Combuskin didn't come with it. And in fact, Combuskin then got the evolution because it was a displacement move. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you were able to follow along with that. Because those are, if you are newer to the game, those are distinctions that can confuse people, and it takes a while of playing the game in order to remember those kind of things. We're going to let this one play out, even though the shiny Mega Gengar has already been expired. You only have it for 7 turns, so you do want to make the most of your turns. But like I said, a lot of people will just use it to take over the entry point, and then they'll let it expire. Ash here actually went in for the attack to try to get the goal open. It didn't work out in his favor. But once you use that, unless you use a recycle plate, you're not going to be able, or your opponent uses recycle, you're not going to be able to use your shiny form of the figure anymore. And what you're left with is just your Gengar that we see here. Let's see what's going on. I haven't even been watching this game while I was explaining all that. Lunala's going to knock out Vibrava. And because the Moongeist Beam is actually a displacement move, Lunala is not going to get the -1 MP marker attached to it that Mud Shot from Vibrava should have left. We're going to max revive a Dartrix. Dartrix will press forward. Dartrix actually has some pretty nice matchups, especially with Combuskin up, or Blaziken up there. Let's see if he gets a chance to utilize it. Zoro is going to be swapped in here for Gengar. That's so far a winning roll for Zoro. And it remains a winning roll for Zork, taking out the Sceptile. I wouldn't be surprised to see our opponent attack into, and that's what he's going to do. Now, if he rolls the purple, it's going to be a guaranteed win unless, oh, that's not good. Nothing Dartrix can do can compete with Cyclone Kick there. And that is going to be a displacement back to the PC. We're going to get a Blaziken versus Lunala attack. Cyclone Kick is going to win again. No matter what meta is currently in vogue, Blaziken, especially after an evolution, is still a viable figure because the 4-star purple is very hard to counter. You're really going to have a gold move in order to counter that. There are a couple of other figures who can counter it, but they're very, very seldom played. So really not even worth mentioning as far as being a counter. 70 into miss is going to be the victory there. Now Ash is threatening the win. Vodka is probably going to break out a gold block plate, which he does. And he's going to use Sableye, which is a great choice here. But that is going to allow Gengar to make it out. Ooh. Sableye, which removes 1 chain level from your attack, kept Zapdos from being knocked out there. Sableye lands the Confuse Ray into Lunala, so Lunala's ability to do 50% damage has been removed because it is under a status effect. Gengar is going to slide up the board here. Our opponent Vodka is going to take Lunala and max revive. This is not looking good for Ash, actually. Ash is in a tough spot. What Ash was trying to do there was land his white so it would roll over into the burn, which would then create a status effect on Vodka's Lunala. It actually did not work out that way, and that was very unfortunate. And it looks like Vodka is going to take home a victory here. This is going to be pretty tough. Another Moongeist Beam and another unfortunate roll there. Ash really needed not to roll Will-O-Wisp. Zorak is going to attack here. Gets the fortunate roll. Night Days is going to knock him out and allow him to bring out another figure. Lunala is going to come down, and we're going to go Dartrix out. That is going to be a guaranteed knockout, because now he's going to spin. If he doesn't roll a blue, he gets KO'd, and Lunala has no blue on his wheel. That's going to allow Dartrix to evolve into the Decidueye. So maybe Ash isn't done yet. Decidueye after 2 evolutions is a really nice figure. I think if you put all of your power-ups and level-ups into the gold, I think you will have a better gold attacker. That's going to be a win, even though 140 is higher than 49. Ooh, double chance. Grass Knot is going to knock out your opponent if the attack is less than 120. Vibrava is going to come out. It's going to be a placeholder for just a moment. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's going to be a winning roll. Gonna have to take his... Okay. Eee. This is risky right here. And that is going to be good game. I don't think there's anything Ash can do at this point, and he forfeits. But there you go. That is Shiny Gengar, Shiny Mega Gengar, how to put them in your deck, how to get the evolution, and then a couple of different play styles on how to use it in the game. Let me know in the comments below, if you are new to the game, do you like the ability to be able to pick the specific figure that you want? I think Gengar and Mega Gengar was a good figure to test out this buy specific figures model. But I want to know, if you're free to play, do you like it? If you're a collector, what do you think? Would you rather have it as a gym reward if you're a collector, or maybe in boosters if you're a collector? Or do you like the idea that you don't have to risk not getting the figure? And then if you already have the other figures, do you see any need to pick those up? You are going to have to reinvest all of your resources into that if you want to use them, but maybe there are some of those out there who want to run the shiny version over the normal version. That is all that I've got for today. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and until next time.